Hello, my name is Sailesh and thank you for stopping by. This is episode 2 in a very long series, hopefully. Obviously, it's episode 2, so I'm kind of bigging it up quite prematurely, but who knows, it might be really big, so might as well be my own hype man, as it were. Thank you for all the feedback from the previous episode. Here is the photo reference that we're going to focus on this episode, and what I'm going to do from now, well, for this piece specifically, is we're going to kind of split up the sections of the process into several episodes. So today's episode is going to be all about the line. I'm going to be using the Magda stylus along with the paper app on the iPad 3. So yeah, here it is, the process. Enjoy. Okay, here we go. So what you're seeing me do here is basically plotting out where things will be whilst looking at the photo reference quite closely. And with this piece, it's the lady staring forward, the bride in the screenshot. That's the kind of the focal point for the piece, so that's where I started. And I actually started drawing a circle with a cross within it, and from there I can figure out where the eyes and the nose and the mouth will lie on the face. And then yeah, I've kind of gone on and kind of plotted the other faces around it, and the way I've kind of done that is kind of almost be aware of what's around an element that I've already put down, just to kind of get the measurements right. So yeah, you can see I've kind of plotted out the general plan, and now I'm going over the actual plan again and starting off with the focal point, and erasing the initial line and refining it, and making the detail apparent on the various parts of that. And this portion, as I said in the previous episode, the line takes fairly long and it's a big kind of percentage of the whole process as a total. This one took just over 2 hours to do, and it was obvious this is a lot more complicated than the previous episode, where that was just focused on one person. This has got several faces in the mix, and focusing on each one, getting each kind of thing correct to how you want the end result to be, takes a while. The two faces you see me doing there, the bride and the mother, I assume it's the mother, those two took 40 minutes. So it's just kind of well, once you're kind of in the whole zone of doing it, time kind of flies by, so it's not an issue. It's just the whole realization of how long it takes by me doing this video and the previous video. It kind of does take a long time, and it's at this point, or this stage as it were, the line stage. It's a case with this photo references. I know I could go, there's two different ways that I could take it. I could use the photo reference as a set in stone guideline of what I should do and shouldn't do, or I can use the photo reference as something just to refer to, and perhaps go off in a quirky style or a totally different style, but utilizing what I see in the photo itself, and perhaps retaining the way the light catches the various objects in the reference, or maybe the clothes that they're wearing, keeping that, or the facial expressions. But at this point, I am thinking I'll just be sticking to the actual photo and trying to kind of replicate that in the actual paper app. But who knows, we might see me go totally off on one and going into a different route totally. But back to this actual video. I'm just kind of getting the details in again and going over the parts that I already did. It's kind of like a paranoid kind of thing, where you just want to make sure that these foundations that you're setting with the line aren't gonna screw you over in the long run, because if if something is not correct at this stage, I feel personally that the end result will suffer from, you know, such an error. So I think for me, I think it is kind of good practice to kind of ensure that you kind of get everything down at this point as much as you can. I know other people work a lot more freely and a lot more looser than I do. But I just don't trust myself at this point, to be honest. I just want to make sure, you know, I get everything in the correct position, and all these kind of lines on the actual face are kind of to denote where the shading and all that stuff will be. That's why there's more lines than you see on the actual reference, but it's just a little reminder for me to kind of make sure that this is where the levels of the kind of depth will occur on the actual face and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see what happens with this piece. So that was the line. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram. All those links that point outside of YouTube you can find in the detail section of this YouTube page if you are watching on YouTube, and if you're watching this video on Tumblr, then you know where my Tumblr is, so follow that, and the other details will be in the text area of the post. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, feedback and all of that good stuff, please. Until next time.